Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Blake Damon here with another Sims 4 stop motion speed build. Today we'll be building a restaurant called Food from the Aisle. I'm building this restaurant in an uninhabited lot called Pier Perfection, which is in the neighborhood of Lani Sintaz. It's a 30 by 20 size lot, which I was able to squeeze my restaurant into. I should say barely squeezed my restaurant into. Now this is actually a really old build of mine that I hadn't made a video of. Fun fact, it's actually one of my very first restaurant builds and also one of my favorites. So how could I not make a video of it? Now, while I was taking apart this build to make my stop motion animation, I realized that I could have done some things a little bit better, but I had to remind myself that this was one of my very first restaurant builds. I had no idea what I was doing. Oh, this platform that I'm building right now is actually one of my favorite parts of this build. When I was making this build, I was going for the idea of openness and airiness. That's why I have a heap of all these open windows and the glass floor and ceiling. I also thought that it'd be really cool to be able to check out the fish swimming underneath you while you're having a meal. There's even the bar nearby so you can get properly sloshed before and after your meal. So if you ever find yourself in this restaurant, ask for a table on the deck. And now we're heading to the inside part of the restaurant, which I like, but not as much as the deck. I went crazy with the curtains. I was just thinking that, you know, if this was a real restaurant, the curtains would look so good if the wind was blowing in through the window and the curtains would be like fluttering in the breeze. Oh, that would look so good. But in The Sims, there is no breeze, so they just sort of hang there, limp. Anyway, enough about the curtains. That was just the kitchen that we just saw getting built. There's only one stove, but I remember when I played with this restaurant, I actually had two stoves because the cooks couldn't keep up with the amount of people and the amount of meals that they had to make. But I think that was only an issue if you're planning to run the restaurant. But if it's just gonna be a restaurant where you're gonna come and visit and have a meal and then leave, one cook should be fine. I think we just finished with the toilets. I think there's only two of them and the doors are a little bit see-through. But yeah. Just setting up a few more tables and chairs in the inside. Not many more, I think 4 tables inside. Now I know I used mostly island living and the restaurant pack. I'm not sure what that pack is called. Is it business? Anyway, so I used mostly the island living and then the restaurant pack. And then I had a few other ones. I know those chairs are from laundry, but anything I use from other packs, you could probably just as easily replace with something from the island living pack or even from base game. And oh my God, that was really quick. That's it. That's the end of the build. So I guess now we're doing flybys. All in all, as I said before, I love this build, which is why I had to make a video of it. I love its openness, I love its airiness. I love how you'd be able to appreciate the scenery while you're eating. I love the glass floor that came with the island living pack. And I just realized that I haven't used that item in a build recently. And I really like that item, so I might see if I can make something with them. You know, it was really nice to actually redo this build because it was nice to kind of relive the experience of building it. And I could also see how much I've grown as a builder. I feel like my other restaurant build, the one that I made for the wedding pack, is a lot better than this one. And I can only hope that I keep improving in my building of restaurants the more I practice. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you so much for hanging out. Don't forget to do yourself a favor and like this video and subscribe to this channel for more of my content. Please say hello to me in the comments. I'm a very lonely boy. And please give me suggestions on what you'd like to see me build. If you liked this build, you might like my other restaurant build called Taste of Tartosa. Check it out by clicking this card.